Hi everyone, we're back with another bean recipe. Today we're going to make white beans, my grandchildren's favorite of all the beans that we make. And it's very simple, very versatile. You could make these vegetarian or you could add some meat. Today we're going to make vegetarian, no meat in these, but I'll show you the ingredients that we are going to use. And keep in mind, in addition to what I'm using today, I did not have butternut squash, which I love to put in these. You don't have to have it. These will be delicious without it, but adding some squash will just add a little more nutritional value to your soup. So let me show you what we'll be using here. I've got a nice yellow onion. This is a nice large one. Green pepper, garlic, carrots. We're going to chop those up into chunks like this. We'll be adding olive oil, apple cider vinegar, tomato puree, not sauce, tomato puree, and salt. I want to just go over beans for a minute. You could see these are both white, but one is larger than the other. I don't recall the name. If I can add that to the list of ingredients, I will write that and you can look it up. I tend to like the smaller of the beans. I think these are maybe navy or small white, as opposed to these larger ones. These almost look like red kidney beans. You can use them, but I find that the smaller ones just cook more quickly and have a lot of flavor and just get nice and tender much more rapidly than the bigger ones. So I hope that you will enjoy this recipe. It's a wonderful, wonderful meal in and of itself, but you can pair it with rice and meat. And I guarantee you, try it. You will love it. You will absolutely love it. It's probably our favorite of all. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, we'll begin by giving our beans a really good wash. We're going to add these beans to our Instapot. You can also use a traditional pressure cooker on top of the stove, or even a Dutch oven. Of course, not using a pressure cooker will require longer cooking time, because what we want is for these beans to become very nice and tender. Next, we'll put our pot to the Instapot. We'll add 6 cups of cold water. And add some olive oil. We'll put this to cook. On pressure cook for, let's do 40 minutes. There we go, on high. Once they are softened, we'll come back and add our vegetables and complete the cooking. Okay, so 40 minutes have passed. The beans cooked in the pressure cooker, and I just uncovered them, and I can tell just by looking at them, but you could see that they're very nice and tender. So we're ready to add our vegetables. We'll probably add a little bit more water, but let's add the veggies and seasonings first, and then we'll determine whether we should add a little more water so that they don't cook down too much while the vegetables cook. So we're going to go right down the line. We're adding our onion. Our green peppers that have just been chopped up into 3 pieces. Fresh garlic cloves, which you can also use ground garlic if you prefer. I use a little one of these contraptions to help me mince this up a little more quickly. And this is about probably 6 cloves of garlic. Keep in mind that when the garlic cooks, the flavor will not be as strong as fresh garlic. It will have a much more mellow flavor. So don't be afraid of using a lot of garlic. It's so wonderful in the beans. You don't want to miss out on that. We'll add tomato puree to this as well. And I'm going to add about 2 small carrots or 1 large one. This would be a vegetarian version of this, of these beans. You can add some chorizo to this, and many times I also put a piece of flank steak to cook with this so that we can make that separately into what we call ropa vieja, and we'll show you how to do that another day. But white beans and ropa vieja are a beautiful combination to serve over white rice. So let's see how this is looking. See, it may need about ½ a cup more of liquid and our salt. Okay, so we're going to just put this back into the pressure for about 10 minutes. Get those carrots nice and softened, and when the beans are completely done, we'll come back, add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. We'll adjust the salt if it's necessary, and drizzle a little bit of olive oil, and they should be done. All right, I've uncovered the beans for the additional 10 minutes of cooking time. We're going to check. Our vegetables seem to be nice and tender. Let's double check. Yep, they're nice and tender. Going to just check the seasoning, see if it needs a little more salt. The salt is good. So the last thing that we are going to add to this is going to be, let me get the little bit of vinegar. I'm going to add just maybe about a tablespoon of vinegar. And a little bit more of olive oil. Mix that up. Now you could see that I find that they're still just a little bit watery. I'm going to let this cook down until there's just a little bit of a thicker consistency to it. So I'm putting the pot on, it's on saute. We're going to let this boil uncovered until it reduces a little bit and your soup will just be a little bit thicker. The other thing you could do is use an immersion blender and just do a little bit of blending. The beans will thicken the soup on its own. So you could do either thing. Just let it boil down or blend the beans, and your soup will be perfectly ready for eating as a soup or to put on top of rice. So happy, my beans are perfectly cooked and ready to serve as a soup in a bowl or over rice. I'll show you. There you go. I served myself a little bit to give it a little time to cool off so that I can taste it. But you could see the consistency. Beautiful, rich, thick. I think I'll have a little taste myself. Truly, so delicious. Wonderful for cold nights, but really any time of year. It happens to be my grandchildren's favorite beans that Abba makes for them. So I hope you'll try it. I think you'll enjoy it. Make sure you let me know. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos soon. Thank you. God bless you.